Hi friends, I hope you have a wonderful day, and this time I'm gonna be reacting to Geography Now Hungary. So, yeah, let's just check it out.
Have you ever had a strange neighbor that moved into your block with no relatives around, had a weird accent, and had weird decorations posted all over their yard? Yeah, that's basically Hungary.
It's time to learn geography.
Now! Everybody say hi to my friend Nick. You may have recognized him as the charming scientist from America's Got Talent. Say hi, Nick.
What's up, team?
Hey, so I knew Nick before all that stuff, and I collabed with him on his YouTube channel, Nickopedia, a while back. Check it out. Subscribe to his channel if you want.
The video we did was really good. It was like micro to macro. It was a really sciencey concept. I thought it turned out great.
So, the cool thing is, Nick is actually part Hungarian. He's super proud of it. He's been to Hungary, so today he's gonna co-host with me.
Question, is there anything that I should know before we start?
Yeah, basically just don't be more likable than me or have better abs and you'll be fine.
Nah.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah?
Hungary is so Eastern European, isn't it?
Yeah, they hate it when you say that. And actually, Hungary is a landlocked country located in Central Europe, surrounded by 7 countries. The nation is divided into 19 counties, whereas the capital, Budapest, acts as a separate administrative entity. The largest cities are, of course, Budapest, Debrecen, and Szeged. However, the busiest airports are Budapest, Debrecen, and Győr International.
Whoa, you totally just took the animation narration.
Yes, I did.
I like this guy. Now, you know me. I love border disputes, anomalies, and territorial confusion. And although today Hungary actually doesn't really have any of those, the interesting thing is that Hungarians like to claim that they are surrounded by themselves due to the fact that there are high concentrated areas of Hungarians that live outside of Hungary in neighboring nations. This is because before World War I, Hungary was like a lot bigger and had a kingdom that spanned all the way from the Croatian coast to a large chunk of what is now Western Romania.
After World War I, the Treaty of Trianon cut up over 70% of the land previously held by Hungary and ceded it to its neighboring states, which effectively cut off about 1/3 of ethnic Hungarians still living in those areas. Some of the largest concentrations are found in what is today the southern regions of Slovakia and CK peoples in the central Transylvania regions of Romania.
By the way, Nick, fun side note, the comedian Louis C.K. is actually part Hungarian, but the CK part isn't his initials, but the pronunciation derived from CK.
I get it.
Otherwise, the country is teeming with notable sites and landmarks such as St. Stephen's Basilica.
There's also Buda Castle,
and the Vizgard Royal Castle,
Dioskur and Igor Castle,
the Tomb of Gul Baba,
Memento Park,
the Cave Church,
the Citadella,
the
Cave Church. Didn't know that exists.
Budapest Time Wheel,
the Bokod Floating Houses,
the Gorsum Ancient Ruins, and the country's most iconic building, the Hungarian Parliament.
Nick, you've been to Hungary. What do you recommend?
Definitely go to the geothermal baths.
Geothermal baths. Ooh.
Super cool.
Speaking of geothermal activity, the more we progress through this episode, the more you're going to kind of see how incredibly distinct and set apart Hungary is from the rest of Europe.
For one, most of the entire country lies on the Pannonian Basin, sometimes called the Great Hungarian Plain, nestled between the Carpathian Mountains and the Dinaric Alps, and the Balkan Mountains on every side.
So basically, Hungary is a bowl. Yes, I know. Hungary, bowl, the pun possibilities are endless, but we don't got time for that. No puns this time.
Goulash in the bowl of Hungary. Only about 2% of the country, mostly in the north, is at 300 or more meters above sea level, and the rest is mostly flat in the largest grassland in Europe, the Horta Bowl.
Otherwise, the two main and largest rivers, the Danube and the Tisa, are like the lifelines of Hungary as they travel north to south. Just to skip away, the largest lake in all of Central Europe, Lake Balaton, sometimes referred to as the Hungarian Sea. The strange thing about Hungary, though, would have to be the geothermal springs that can be found everywhere.
Budapest having more thermal springs than any other capital in the world.
Nick, you're a sciencey type of guy. Tell them why there's hot springs in Hungary.
Sure, it's strange because there are no direct fault lines or rifts that pass through Hungary. However, the area lies on a thermal basin not too far from the Eurasian plate that harbors geothermal activity, much like Yellowstone National Park in the US.
So what you're saying, Nick, is you don't need to be on a fault line to have geothermal activity, right?
Yes, but most distant spots from activity are not too far from a fault line. Nonetheless, it's kind of like a volcanic blister on Earth.
I learned something.
Otherwise, the largest national park, Buk, has eroded limestone karst formations, and nearby, just to the west, you can find the tallest mountain, Kekes, only about 1,000 meters high.
Hungary has some of the highest quality soil in all of Europe, with over 51% arable land.
It allows them to grow a multitude of crops, their favorite one being paprika or pepper.
Paprika! Although popular all over the Balkans, paprika is always affiliated with Hungary and Hungarian cuisine. They put it on literally everything. Chicken, fish, soup, sausage, even cake.
Speaking of which, some of the top Hungarian dishes
Okay, chicken, fish soup. Okay, cake? Huh? Okay, it's kind of sweet, but like... Huh?
This might include
Poppy seed rolls,
stuffed cabbage and peppers,
langosh,
purkult,
kurtushkalats,
sour cherry soup,
and the national...
Sour cherry soup. Or sour. What?
dish everyone knows about, goulash, commonly pronounced goulash, which I ate at every Christmas.
Goulash.
And keep in mind, almost all these dishes we just mentioned have paprika in them. Speaking of which, I was told you are not Hungarian unless you love tururudi candy bars.
Turudi.
You love those?
Huge fan.
Oh, okay.
Huge.
Confirmed.
That's that. Hungary's land makeup.
Now we reach the most strangest and most interesting part, the people. Hey, Nick.
Yeah?
Hungarians are such interesting Slavs, aren't they?
And that, kids, is the number one thing to avoid saying to a Hungarian. First of all, the country has about 10 million people and has the largest linguistically isolated people group in Europe. Hey, man. You good, dude?
Yeah, never better. Now this is where things get a little tricky because, like we said in the Czech Republic, or Czechia episode, the Hungarian census doesn't mandate racial identification upon registration. So what the report says might be a little different from what the actual numbers are, but what it does say, about 86% of the country is ethnically Hungarian, somewhere around 5% are Romani or Gypsy, and the rest are kind of unspecified. It's speculated, though, that the unspecified group is most likely made up of Slovaks, Romanians, Germans, Serbs, Poles, and why not, a few Greeks, Turks, Armenians, and probably some more Gypsies.
Also, they use the Hungarian forint, not the euro, despite being in the Eurozone. They use the Type C outlet, and they drive on the right side of the road.
Now, let's get some stuff straight. Who exactly are the Hungarians?
For one, Hungarians have roots that are technically not even originally from Europe.
According to legend, there were two brothers, Magor and Hunor. Hunor was the father of the Huns, Magor was the father of the Hungarians, or the Magyar people. And they were maybe both sons of the Tower of Babel guy from the Bible. This is just what the story claims.
The Huns came in and took over the area in the 5th century, but were eventually expelled.
After the Roman Empire and Germanic tribe stuff, yada yada yada, the Magyar tribes came in around the 9th century from what most historians speculate the Central Asian steppe regions far east past the Ural Mountains in Russia. It is believed they came in to reclaim the lost land of their cousins.
This guy unified the tribes, and thus the first Proto-Hungarian state was born from outsiders, from Asia.
So Nick, that means you might have some Central Asian blood in you.
Nice. Does that mean I get a free pass to make some Asian jokes?
You get to make light Asian jokes at the expense of your Hungarian heritage.
What do you call a 5th century Central Asian guy named Gary?
What?
Hungary.
After the Proto-Hungarian state was established, history kind of went like this.
Kings.
Christianity.
Mongols attacked twice.
Turks.
Habsburgs.
1848 Revolution.
Empire with Austria.
World War I Treaty of Trianon.
World War II, join the Axis.
Bad idea.
Soviets come in and bam, Eastern Bloc communism.
1956 Revolution.
Soviets retaliate.
Bam, soft communism.
1980, end of communism. And finally, the EU.
Done.
The Hungarian language is strange. The only two relatives that exist are the Hanti and Mansi languages, found in the Hanti-Mansi Autonomous Okrug, far east past the Ural Mountains in Russia.
Now, because this place was the birthplace of all Uralic languages, that means it's possible that the Finns and Estonians might be far off distant cousins of the Hungarians. But it's so far off and removed that it's kind of like that one black guy that shows up at your family reunion that you have no idea how you're related to. I actually have two of those. What up, Charlie and Andre?
Eventually, the people developed Hungarian Turism in the 19th and 20th centuries as a counter-movement against the domineering pan-German and pan-Slav cultures, or just Europeans in general, that surrounded them.
It all had to do with embracing their identity that tied them with Central Asia. They take it pretty seriously. Some places even use the ancient Hungarian rovas, or runic script, on city billboards.
In 2007, they even started the Kurultai, an event that invites Central Asian steppe nomadic peoples in the first week of August with the intention to bind closer with their far-off distant cultural relatives.
People from Mongolia to Uzbekistan, even South Korea show up every year and participate.
Otherwise, Hungarian culture in itself today is saturated with unique customs and traditions.
There are too many to mention, but some universal ones include splashing women with water on Easter Monday,
Or how on
What? Easter is coming up. Now, when I'm filming it. Why? Why?
St. Nicholas Day, kids put out their boots to get gifts.
or how they throw lentils at each other on New Year's,
Don't forget the Busho Mask Festival.
or how a bride will get kidnapped at her wedding and the groom has to perform a task to get her back.
The kidnappings, they're so beautiful.
Yeah, just wait till we get to the Kyrgyzstan episode. One sport Hungarians love is water polo. They have the best performance at the World Water Polo Cup. Even though they are landlocked, they are amazing in the water.
We're like ducks. Music has always played a huge role in Hungary since classic times to the modern Sziget Festival, one of the largest and most popular in all of Europe.
Otherwise, some
Haven't heard of it. Sorry.
notable people of Hungarian descent might include people like
Rubik Erno,
Viktor Orban,
Biro Laszlo,
Robert Capa,
Harry Houdini,
John
Oh.
Ben Neumann,
Maria Turkis,
Jaja Gabor,
Bela Lugosi.
although the Romanians might claim him too, as well as numerous scientists, artists, musicians, and athletes.
Scientists, right here. Scientists.
All right, Nick, ready to close this down with one more segment. Let's do it!
The friend zone.
How that sound?
Now, Hungary might have an isolated culture, but definitely not an isolated social status.
Definitely a popular kid.
Yeah. First of all, they like to call Austria their brother-in-law, because even though things got ugly a few times, and yes, the Habsburgs did try to kind of Germanize them, so much history and cooperation has linked these two. They even teamed up and opened their borders to East Germany to help the people escape to the west side during Cold War times.
Now, despite the Ottoman times, Turkey is actually kind of the wild card friend that you wouldn't expect. Not only because they have distant technical ancestral lines, but Turkey also left its mark by leaving various historical sites and buildings in Hungary. They also take part in the Kurultai, and trade is cordial.
Finland and Estonia are kind of like the new, curious, I guess maybe we're related cousins. They never really thought about each other until just a few centuries ago. They encounter maybe once a year and just kind of nod with a small smirk when they're in the presence of each other. Now, when it comes to their best friend, Nick, I've heard a lot of things from other Hungarians. Who do you think is the best friend of Hungary?
Paprika.
Countries.
Oh, Poland.
Yes.
They even
Just because it starts with P. Yeah. Because paprika. Paprika.
have a Polish-Hungarian Friendship Day on March 23rd. Both countries have shared ties since the Middle Ages. Their rulers often intermarried and exchanged headship. They fought numerous battles together side by side, supported each other's revolutions, struggled together under Soviets, and came out together even closer than ever.
In conclusion, pretty much all of Europe has some kind of consistency in terms of land regions and people groups, but then you get this strange geothermal basin with Central Asian descended weird talking people that kind of just came out of nowhere who would eventually build an identity and story that would last through the ages.
Stay tuned, Iceland is coming up next.
All right, great, shoot.
All right,
let's
man,
get some
great.
lunch.
All right, let's
You
do it.
hungry?
Nah!
Nah. Want some goulash? Oh yeah, this was fun. I haven't been there. My mother once were at Budapest, and she is always struggling. She is saying she was in Bulgaria, but I was at the same time in Bulgaria, and she was in Budapest. But yeah, I would love to go to check out. Oh my god, I forgot. The huge house, not house, it was kind of like a castle. Parliament. I guess. I probably I couldn't go in there, but it would be cool to see it. And of course the thermal pools. Yeah? I forgot how to say it right. Sorry if I'm not. So yeah, kind of want to know about nature a bit more, see some pics and stuff. But yeah, I really hope that you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please consider to leave a like and subscribe, and if you have other suggestions, please leave them in my Discord server. And yeah, take care, bye.